Here's a look at a recent live stream of the RV Show USA with your RV Wingman, Alan Warren.
You know, one of the benefits to doing this show is to be able to meet and make friends with some true professionals, good, honest people who tell it like it is. Now, our next guest is a man that I look up to a lot, and I admire him. He is the editor of the nation's most popular and most widely read newsletter about RVing and the RV lifestyle, Mr. Chuck Woodbury. Chuck, another great issue this past weekend.
Thank you.
Well, I'm used to it, though. I mean, every issue is great, man.
Well, we're on issue number, 888. Started in 2001, been doing it just about weekly ever since, so it's a long time. I'm growing old at this.
So you're practicing. Pretty soon you'll get really good, right? I'm kidding. All right, so what?
The thing is, we keep learning something every week, Alan. It's something new, you know. It's amazing you can go this long and still keep learning, but that's the way it should be. Anyway, sorry.
So, no, you sent me an email earlier that you wanted to talk about the difference, and I thought it's so basic, but it's like, no kidding. The difference between camping and RVing, and the difference between, what are you thinking?
Well, you know, we've talked about this for years. But, you know, this big RVX show that's going on in Salt Lake City right now, the big, industry affair. Mm-hmm. I've been getting lots of press releases, and they're all about these new, new things, new amenities, new electronic devices that are coming out with these new RVs. And it strikes me is that they're getting so complicated, so many gizmos and gadgets and things. And at the same time, you and I have been talking a lot about the lack of qualified technicians to take care of the basic things that go wrong with RVs. And I'm thinking, what if I get one of these new RVs and I break down in the middle of somewhere and somebody's got to fix it? Are they going to know what to do? But I'm sorry, I kind of went off the point.
Let me just jump in here, Chuck, because I think I see where you're going with this thing. On one hand, the industry, the manufacturers are making some really cool, advancements, or, incorporating all this new technology into these units. And we techno people, we love that. But all it takes is one of those things to go down. It could cause a chain reaction, and we could be out in the middle of nowhere and up creek if we don't know how to fix it, and if there's not enough technicians. Whatever happened to a simple RV, Well, I think I could go on for an hour on this, but I think that I have it broken down in the middle of nowhere. And, you good luck finding just anybody that knows how to, you got in a motorhome, you got the motor, the engine, you got the chassis, you got the RV part, but trying to find somebody that knows can find an electronic short, which can just put you out of business. I mean, it's hard. And now, with these things getting so complicated, if you break down in the middle of nowhere, I just wonder, and I'm not the only one talking about this, how you're going to get them repaired. And you could sit there for weeks at a time. I don't know what you would do. I don't know if I don't know if this is going to make any sense, but I'm not sure if the drivers, the decision makers at the manufacturers are saying, what can we come up with next? What's all the greatest, newest stuff, just to try to keep up with the Joneses from a technological standpoint, and they're not looking at the other side. I think a lot of people, Chuck, just want something basic. I mean, they want something comfortable. They don't want to sleep on the ground, but they don't need all that technical stuff, and it's a whole lot less expensive, too, to buy a basic RV.
Yeah, and I think that gets back to the camping versus RVing thing. I think that any RV that's got a washer and dryer, and it's got a dishwasher, and it's got a residential refrigerator, I don't know that you can, and all kinds of electronic devices. I don't know that you can say that somebody's camping with that. I don't think you can. I think that almost by definition is a mobile home, not an RV. It's not recreation. The guys that's out camping in the national forest and making a campfire at night. I think that's more camping. But these new RVs are like houses. I mean, homes are beautiful and they're complicated. And the people that are using them are using them for far different things than camping. So, like I said, I could talk about an hour because there's so much to this.
And isn't it true that the truth is they're not made for full-time living? They're not. I mean,
no.
A lot of people live in them full-time, but they're not built to live full-time in. They're just not, and they can't be, or they'd be the weight of a army tank going down the road, probably.
Well, the definition, according to the industry, of a recreational vehicle is a vehicle that's used for part-time use. It's not. None of them are designed for full-time living, and that's not stopping people from doing it. There's who knows how many millions of people out there, if you include all the people that are, year-round in a RV park, which many of them more like trailer parks now. They're just permanent residents, or people there 6 months out of the year.
What are you hearing from your readers, on RV travel? Are they concerned about the same issue, about they're getting so technologically advanced that they're afraid when something happens they're going to be really out of luck?
I don't think I see people talking about it, and I hear stories all the time. You mentioned the RV Horror Stories group. I hear stories all the time that people are waiting weeks, months to get an RV fixed. And I know from my own experience, I've been doing this since I was in my 30s. I've been doing this a long time, and I have broken down in the middle of nowhere, and I know I've had trouble just getting basic automotive stuff done. And now, when you've got all this complexity, there's not enough technicians to go around. And keep in mind, a technician has to be an electrician, a plumber, a handyman, a roofing expert, and now an electronics expert, sometimes a mechanic, automotive. So how many people have all those skills that will work for $15 an hour?
Not nearly enough, that's for sure. You mentioned, and I mentioned earlier, RV Horror Stories, an example of technology that's a great idea but doesn't always work. Did you see that video that is on RV Horror Stories, the person's pushing that slide out?
Yeah, I saw it, and and I think the deal is they've tried to get it fixed, and they can't get it fixed, and like I always say, most people who get an RV, they're happy with it, they have fun, they camp, they don't have big problems they can't get fixed. But you and I both know that maybe 10% of the people out there have serious problems, and half of those people have problems that are so bad that they have to. The only way they can get them fixed is drive them back to Indiana to get them fixed. And, if you live in California or Texas, or Florida or wherever, I mean, if my car is bad, I don't have to drive it to Detroit to get it fixed. There's a problem.
Do you think, Chuck, that it's more the manufacturers? I think I know the answer, what you're going to say. More the manufacturer's fault for making crappy stuff, or is it more the dealer's fault not making sure that this stuff is functional before they sell it to some buyer that expects things to be working? A little bit of both.
Everybody, and I think it's everybody. It's manufacturers they have a golden opportunity to sell a whole lot of RVs right now, and they're doing it. They're talking now about going to 600,000, as a goal a year, and 500,000 was last year.
Wow. I don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening. In fact, I think this slowdown might be good for the consumers. It may not be good at the industry level, but for the consumer level, hopefully they can get a little bit more attention from the manufacturers. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I just don't know where you're going to put all those people. There's the only new campgrounds that are being made or built are pretty much high-end resort types for the most part, and I just don't know where the people go. It's getting very crowded, and I think there's a whole lot to this story. It's not just one thing. It's not just the manufacturers. It's the people that are buying them that are falling for the bling. And, it's like I say, the RVs are built like the Three Little Piggies houses. You got the straw ones, you got the stick ones, and you got the ones made out of brick.
Yep.
And a lot of
but they all look nice. Listen, Chuck, we got to wrap it up. Tell everybody how they can get more information. Subscribe to your wonderful newsletter, please.
Yeah, just go to rvtravel.com/radio. sign up, and we have a whole bunch of newsletters. But sign up for RV Travel, the weekly, and I think they'll like it.
I know they will. All right, great. Thanks so much. We'll talk soon. That's rvtravel.com/radio.
You can catch the live stream of the RV Show USA on our YouTube channel Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central Time. And to make sure you are notified whenever we put a new video up, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn on your notifications. And as always, thank you for watching.